Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains episode summary and cast list analysis. This time, we will be going over the 83 cast list, which came out later than expected. Normally, they come out on the Tuesdays before the episodes air on Wednesdays, but sometimes the cast list is put up and it is incorrect. DMC, who does these translations, big thank you to him as always, noticed that it was incorrect, and the correct one came out a little before episode 82 aired. So here we are, a little later than usual, going over the 83 cast list. I will also give my thoughts on what I believe is happening in the preview for episode 83 and why this very well could be the most high-octane duel of Season 2 yet. I really do believe it has that potential. But here we go. If you do not want any spoilers, now is your chance to click off the video. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Episode 83, Irregular Meeting. Revolver contacted Playmaker and told him that he wants to talk to him. Playmaker and his allies head to the designated meeting location. There, they learn that Revolver wants them to team up. However, Soulburner, who was deeply traumatized by the Hanoi Project 10 years ago, then lashes out at Revolver. So just reading that in case you haven't seen it yet or in case you forgot what these episodes will be about, but it will be about Revolver dueling Soulburner. We know that from the 84 summary. Also, there is no episode, just as a reminder, on January 2nd. There is a 2-week gap between 83 and 84. So here is the cast list, and there are a few amazing characters that are coming back into relevancy, ladies and gentlemen. Yusaku, Ai, Homura, Flame, Aoi, Aqua, Kusanagi, Ryoken, Akira, Emma, Naoki Shima / Brave Max, Frog / Pigeon, and Hayami. And then extras, and of course it is being scripted by Yoshida, so it should be a very plot heavy up, as you would expect. I mean, the Knights of Hanoi are literally trying to make a peace treaty with Team Playmaker, so obviously this is going to be a very dialogue heavy and very intriguing and interesting episode to watch and to dissect. But the last three characters, Naoki, Frog, Pigeon, and Hayami, if they're not going to get you hyped for this episode, I don't know what will. All kidding aside, it's nice to see Naoki back. He'll probably just have one line. I imagine they'll maybe be in school at the beginning of the episode. In fact, in the preview, we see Yusaku, Homura, and Kusanagi in the hot dog truck. It would have been nice if Aoi was invited to chill with them, but she'll probably be chilling with Emma. Actually, is Emma? Yeah, Emma is speaking in this episode. And I guess they don't want to obviously give away their identities to Aoi, even though she is now part of the trio. So that was just something I noticed. But maybe by the end of the show, Aoi will be able to, and maybe Emma too, they'll all be able to chill in that hot dog truck between dueling. Naoki will probably just have some silly line in school earlier before they get to the hot dog truck, and when they're in the truck, that's when I imagine Revolver will send them a message and reach out to them. It's interesting that the Frog and the Pigeon are back, not for any plot relevant reason, but it's just interesting that they're back. I genuinely was starting to think that we would never see them again, that they were just like a season 1. I don't know if they've appeared in any season 2 episode. They probably have. I mean, let me know if you can remember an episode they appeared in, but maybe like 47 or 48, but I genuinely don't remember them appearing since the end of season 1. So it has been, even if they have shown up in season 2, it's been very, very rarely. So they have been, and they were pretty consistently there for comic relief in season 1. Maybe the writers associate them with the production issues and all the recap issues, and that's why they've been kind of shafted to the side. I'm not really sure why they have gone away from the Frog and Pigeon comedic relief angle. I haven't personally missed them. I haven't particularly thought that their lack of being in the show has harmed the show's value in any sort of way, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of role they have back in the show. It'll be an extremely minor role, of course. And then Hayami and Akira speaking. Very interesting that they both are speaking and Queen is not. We very well could see the repercussions of Akira turning on Queen. Not really in a way turning on her and going against her wishes when it came to Go. We could see the repercussions of that from Akira and Hayami's point of view. Remember, Hayami, I think, was the first one that Akira talked to, mainly because she's his assistant, if I remember correctly from back in season 1. I know now that she is his assistant. Akira was the first one. Hayami was the first one Akira told that he was getting demoted. Maybe it will be very similar, where he tells Hayami that he's been fired and he's leaving the company, and I would love if Hayami is the Knight of Hanoi spy. I mean, it's pretty much all but confirmed that the Knights of Hanoi have someone on the inside of Soul Technologies, and if that is Hayami, and Akira is leaving, and Hayami takes over Akira's position, that would be such a perfect situation for the Knights of Hanoi. That would be a godsend for the Knights of Hanoi if Hayami becomes the chief security manager at Soul Technologies because Akira got fired or demoted, and she's the spy and the person on the inside for the Knights. It would be, I really hope it's her. I really do hope it's her. But interesting that they both are speaking, and we do not have Queen. Other than that, everyone from the preview is in this episode, so it's everyone that you would expect. The preview was very interesting to me because it seemed, based on the reactions from everyone, the reactions specifically from Emma, from Aoi, and from Homura, that Yusaku Playmaker was saying something very shocking in response to what Revolver was proposing, which obviously we know Revolver is proposing that they team up to go after Lightning. And Playmaker might also have this added pressure in the back of his head. We saw that he kind of hesitated when he was taking his first turn in episode 82 against Go, and even I was like, I know you're torn about whether you should defeat him or not, but we have to defeat him. There's literally no other way to go about this. And Playmaker goes, yeah, you're right. So I think Playmaker feels bad. He doesn't show it at all, but I genuinely do believe that he feels a little, maybe not guilty, but he feels upset at what happened to Go Onizuka. And at the very end of 82, he says, we need to end this thing quick. And maybe because of that, because of the added pressure that he's put on himself, and maybe the responsibility that he's put on himself to end this, and that this has gotten so out of hand. Because remember, in the very beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains, he said to Kusanagi that he did not want to involve Go, that he did not want to involve anyone else, because a matchup against the Knights is the difference between life or death. Well, the matchup against the Knights has carried over into the matchup against the Ignis, and what happened? Go Onizuka got involved in all of this stuff. He got involved in the fight against the Knights. It was the loss against Revolver that pushed him over the edge and drove him to what he became. So I think in some weird, twisted way, Playmaker does feel a little responsible for what happened to Go. Even though he shouldn't, I believe that he does. And because of that, it could lead him to want to join Revolver and join the Knights of Hanoi because he feels that would be the quickest way to eradicate the evil Ignis. And I think that is exactly what is happening in the 83 preview. You see a shocked image of all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains characters, and I think they are all stunned because they cannot believe what Yusaku Fujiki is stating, that he is stating, I think we should team up with Revolver and the Knights of Hanoi. And I think there should be some backlash to that. I think Soulburner should maybe even yell at Playmaker a little bit and say, what the hell are you even talking about? You know what the Knights of Hanoi did to us. You know what they put us through. And so I'm glad that Soulburner, that they're not just all being sheep and following whatever Playmaker says. I'm glad that Soulburner is lashing out and getting angry and remembering all that trauma and hardship that he had to deal with and will have to deal with the rest of his life because of what the Hanoi Project did to him. So I'm really excited to see a more angry Soulburner, a more angry Homura, and very interested to see the response from everyone towards Playmaker, including Kusanagi, because this could lead, if Playmaker, the first line that we got from Playmaker in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains was, Knights of Hanoi, wherever you show up, I will destroy you. My name is Playmaker. That was our first impression of this character, and 83 episodes later, here we are. Playmaker potentially wanting, or willing at least, to team up with the very organization that he has just had this bitter, undying death wish towards. An organization that he said he would destroy. An organization that he basically did foil the plans of an episode in Season 1. So I think that there should be some shock, and maybe there should be some animosity from Soulburner and from Kusanagi, who is going after the Knights, who obviously blames the Knights for what happened to his younger brother. I mean, everything that we have learned about Playmaker's character from Season 1 was that he hated the Knights of Hanoi, that he wanted to destroy and defeat every single member of the Knights, and so I think it's just so fascinating that here we are, and I'm glad, again, that it's not going to be them just believing whatever Playmaker tells them because Playmaker says it's okay to join the Knights, we should join the Knights. No, Soulburner is going to go after Revolver. My prediction for the duel, I believe Revolver will win. I think we will see Soulburner use an XZs. I don't think Revolver will use an XZs. I think he will still stick to his Synchro. Maybe he'll have a new Synchro monster. But, with XZs, once one character uses it, at least we saw it with Fusion and Synchros, the floodgates just open up. And so it's very possible that both of these characters will use an XZs monster. But the fact that these two characters are so plot relevant and are very good, they have been shown to us as very good duelists. I mean, if you were to make a quick list of the top 5 best duelists in the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains universe, there is nobody that would leave out Revolver and Soulburner on an unbiased list. There's nobody that would leave out either of those characters. So you have two incredible duelists. And now that all of these extra deck methods are open to us, and this will probably be a standing duel, it's probably going to be a master duel, this has the potential to be the greatest duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains, not only in Season 2, but maybe thus far, because the dueling quality can be so good with all of these extra deck plays. And because there's so much hatred and animosity between these two characters, at least from Soulburner's point of view towards Revolver, and there is a little bit of unpredictability-ness. What's going to... And I haven't even talked about the Ignis at all. I mean, how is I going to feel if Playmaker, the person that is in charge of him, one of his friends, someone he considers a friend, wants to team up with a group that he knows wants to destroy him and eradicate him at some point in the future, too? How are Flame and Aqua going to feel about that? Let alone Kusanagi and Soulburner and Aoi. So there is going to be a lot that will be discussed in 83, and I wonder if this is the beginning of the end, maybe for Team Playmaker. That's maybe a little bit dramatic, but we had that scene in Opening 2 where Kusanagi and Playmaker, or Yusaku, there seemed to be a little bit of a rift forming between them. Will that start to come true based on the events from this episode? Maybe, and that will be so intriguing to keep an eye on. The unpredictability factor is, even though I think Revolver is going to win, I'm nervous saying that because I'm not confident saying that, not that I'm nervous, because Soulburner has had crazy plot armor to this point, and whenever you have an Ignis, you seem to have this extra layer of plot armor, so it's very possible that Soulburner will pull out the win. But guys, I'm going to stop my ramblings there. I really want to hear from you when it comes to episode 83 and this upcoming duel between Revolver and Soulburner. Is this the most hyped for a duel you have been in Season 2? If not, let me know what other duel you were really, really hyped for. And let me know, of course, who you think is going to win and how you think these kind of conflicts and maybe mini issues are going to play out, if you think they will blossom into something much deeper and grander when it comes to the friendship of Yusaku and Homura, and even the friendship of Yusaku and I, and Yusaku and Kusanagi. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons Alexa Baker, Glen McGookin, Jorge Carrillo, James Rose, and Omni Lord, and to my Diamond tier patrons Bouldergeist, Odd Eyes Vaughn, and Jesse Wood, and to my Egyptian God tier patron Syn Cloud. A huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who supports me on Patreon. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And a huge thank you to everyone who just watches these videos, because without you guys, I would not be able to do this. I will talk to you in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have an amazing day.